to go in the national final, and they're standing on the fence here watching the concluding stages. Anthony Bear, first time, wins the Australian final. Fireworks on the infield. Second place to Brad McClure.
Ash Media's coverage of the Australian Street Stock title is proudly brought to you by Speedway Sedans Australia.
12 laps the journey. Set for a start. Away and racing. And Darren Flatman leads them up the main straight from Brooke Ferguson. So head out at turn number 2. There's trouble further back in the field for several of them. They've sort themselves out and the race continues. And it's Darren Flatman who leads. The race doesn't continue. And we'll do it again. Several cars. 105 was one of the Mitchell Johnson. Heat 20 of the Australian title. All about set to go. The green flag about to wave them on their way. They're away and racing. Brooke Ferguson got the best of the start this time. On the outside is Darren Flatman from South Australia, and they've careered away already from the rest of the field. Up into third place is Daryl Atkinson, but it's Ferguson who will lead them out of turn number 4. Flatman, Atkinson, back then to McClure. White up there in 5th place. Back then in 6th position would be Mitchell Johnson. Kieran Norman. Trouble further back in the field. Gets himself going. Yellow lights will come on again. So, heat number 20. 11 laps to go. Here we go with the restart. Away. Ferguson leads them down the main straight. Here comes the first move. It came from the 37 of Daryl Atkinson underneath of Darren Flatman. And there's the next move around the outside by Brad McClure. He's gone off like a bullet out of a gun, right round the outside of both Atkinson and Flatman. And he's out after the race leader in Brooke Ferguson. There's trouble further back in the field. There'll have to be another stoppage, surely. There's 2 cars stranded down there in the top of the main straight. And the yellows have come on. It's a big move by Brad McClure. Won't count. So Brooke Ferguson continues to lead. Atkinson goes underneath of Flatman. It's a repeat. Flatman back under Atkinson. McClure went for the big outside run again, but this time there was no room. So he goes underneath of Atkinson. Back there in 5th place is Michael Clark. So move out of turn number 4 and down the main straight. Now McClure drives underneath of Flatman, goes into 2nd. Then back to Atkinson, Clark. 6th place will be Kieran Norman. He's got past 4 cars after going to the rear of the field. Into the main straight they come. Ferguson, McClure, Flatman, Atkinson, Clark. They're back to Kieran Norman. So head down the back straight once again. And it's on for young and old out in front. McClure takes the lead. Ferguson. Back then to Flatman, Atkinson, Clark. Kieran Norman has caught those cars in 3rd, 4th and 5th. So head down the back straight. And into the main straight. Brooke Ferguson right on the tail end of McClure. Back in 3rd place, it's still that of Flatman. 4th position, still Atkinson. Then Clark. 6th place belongs to Kieran Norman. So head down into turn 3 and 4 once again going clockwise. The race leader. Won't matter who the race leader is. We've got debris on the racetrack here at the front straight. The yellow lights have been brought on again. An untidy heat number 20 to penetrate this misty, foggy rain that's falling. Here we go with the restart. Back underway, 7 to go in heat number 20. Up into turn number 1, Brad McClure the leader. Brooke Ferguson in second place. Third place is Darren Flatman. Right round the outside goes Michael Clark. Around Daryl Atkinson. Back into Kieran Norman in sixth place. So move down the main straight. McClure, Ferguson, Clark, Flatman, Atkinson, and Norman's the first six. A gap back then to Des Birkin and Mitchell Johnson. Out in front though, Brad McClure. Challenge further back in the field. Kieran Norman goes underneath the Daryl Atkinson. McClure's lead is 1.422. Clark, Flatman, Atkinson and Norman. Norman and Atkinson and Flatman having a ding-dong battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Kieran Norman goes around the outside of Atkinson. Now puts the move on Darren Flatman. This is for 4th. Brad McClure well clear with 4 to go. Ferguson in second place. Back then to Clark. 4th position Kieran Norman. Atkinson, then Flatman. Back to Birkin and Mitchell Johnson. Oh, Flatman into the side there of Atkinson. 3 to go. Whoops. Atkinson's gone right off track and has gone to the infield at a rate of knots. The race continues for the moment. Atkinson is not going to restart. He's staying on the infield. White flag to come out of McClure. Atkinson's got damage to the front left of his car. White flag comes out. 1 to go for McClure. Ferguson. Back to Clark and Kieran Norman. A gap back then to Darren Flatman. And then Des Birkin and Mitchell Johnson. But Brad McClure wins his second heat of the night. McClure first time. Ferguson's gone wide. And Michael Clark gets second. Brooke Ferguson third, Kieran Norman, Darren Flatman and Des Birkin. Mitchell Johnson will be 7th. No time for the race due to the stoppage. The margin is 3.919. The quick lap was 17.461 by Brad McClure, who defeats Michael Clark and Brooke Ferguson in heat number 20.
Oh, another interesting race there, and good to see. 3-time champion Brady McClure getting on the board there. Conditions getting, well, we'll find out from the man himself in just a moment. Brad, took you a little while to get to victory lane to talk to me.
Yeah, no, look, it's hard to win a heat at this joint, not waiting a few rounds to do it, but no, I just got to apologise to Brooke Ferguson. I ran deep down in the third turn there and it understeered up and I think I took her line, but same thing happened to me in the last heat and I had to take second, so I'll take it. Yeah, just like to thank the sponsors, Redline Raceway, Raztech who's here, Smooth Suspension, all the guys, Fun City, Formula E, Hush, you know, everybody that's come on board, ABC. Without these guys, I wouldn't be here, and my parents and my lovely girlfriend.
Tell me a little bit about the track, mate, because the conditions outside here seem to be getting a little bit worse.
Yeah, I noticed before that last stoppage, I think it was getting greasy. That's probably why I pushed up in the corner. A bit of moisture on the visor, but everyone's on the same track, driving the conditions, as they say. But hopefully it stays away and we get the rest of this show in.
Well, congratulations, mate. Great to see you in victory lane. Put your hands together for Brad McClure.